Three, two, one, we're live. Oh yeah! Woo! Woo! What up, Suns fans? KD and his 35-point effort leads the Suns to a win in a thrilling game over the 76ers. Final score 118 to 116. Suns win five in a row, I believe now. All this and more in just a second.
Gorgeous move from Bradley Beal.
Personally, I feel like that brother needed help.
Devin Booker with the clutch three.
All right, who was expecting this, especially tonight? Okay, so if you've seen, if you've seen last episode, the Suns had a lackluster kind of game against the Trailblazers. We still got the win, which is the most important part, but it was concerning the lack of effort that night. And whoo, being Suns fans never gets dull around here anymore. But KD wins the game, not a game winner because it wasn't the last shot of the night, but it was a game sealer as he drains one over I don't know who was guarding him, but probably Kyle Lowry. And he wins the Suns game. He wins the game for the Suns. I'm wearing my KD shirt tonight because, whoo boy, this was a fun one. All right. Let's just get down to the bare and bones of this. This was a fun game. If you were a Suns fan, it's still a fun game because we walked away with the win here. But also, if you're just a fan of basketball, real quick, let's just talk about this. Both teams, for a majority of the game, were shooting more than 50% from the field. And especially the 76ers, who they kept repeating on tonight's broadcast, if you're from here in Arizona, they kept repeating that the 76ers are not the best three-point shooting team, especially to start this season off. They were like 29th, I believe, is the number. Someone could fact check me on that. I do not have the proper numbers on that. But 76ers, first of all, they have they got Paul George back tonight. One of their new acquisitions over the offseason, as many of us know, leaving the Clippers. And he hasn't played most of the season because he's been out with some kind of back injury. Really, really freaky stuff in the preseason. He looked like one of those statues on like a fountain or something. That's how bad he busted his back. All right. So out of the way, this is his first game suiting up as an officially as a 76er. And maybe he should have stayed out. All right. Welcome to the dungeon. All right. Let's get that out of the way. Ryan Dunn guarded Paul George for most of the times he was out here. And oof, boy, Ryan Dunn, man, continues to be a defensive menace out here. He's sticking one up for the Suns. It's just amazing seeing his effort out there on the field. He, I don't have exact numbers here, but every time I did just kind of count mentally in my head every now and then that every time Ryan Dunn was guarding Paul George, how many missed the three pointers he missed. Paul George had pretty bad of a night as a welcome. He still put up 15 points. All right, he's got to get something out there. But Paul George was not the hero of tonight, if you would want to say that. He was far from it, as far as like kind of achievements goes for the 76ers. Paul George 4-14, 15 points, 6 of 9 or 6 of 7 from free throws, and he filled the stat sheet. Whatever. We don't care about that because most of tonight and Philadelphia's effort came from Tyrese Maxey. And this rounds to my first point here is just as a basketball fan, and especially I'm partially a basketball fan. So I'm deep down, I'm a Suns fan. You know, I love the Suns. I've been watching them for a year now. But also, there's just a part of me that appreciates good basketball. That's why I hate the Celtics. I appreciate good basketball. All right. Sometimes players just do something amazing, and it just really takes your breath away at how amazing some of these players can be. And tonight, that awe was definitely attributed to Tyrese Maxey. All right, I'm just giving them their flowers out of the way. Philadelphia, you fought hard tonight. It was a crazy good match. It was not much room for error for either team. And Tyrese Maxey lit up the floor tonight. Another reason, wait, let me bring up my chair here. Another reason I'm actually excited about Tyrese Maxey is because I have him as my fantasy team. Let me just check the stats on that real quick. Tyrese Maxey, 53 fantasy points. So if you got Tyrese out tonight, a good night. But Tyrese Maxey in real life put up 32 points, just 6 out of 15 threes. He was amazing out there. Sometimes this, especially in the third quarter, okay, the Suns were doing really well in the third. They didn't have their blast out night in the third quarter that they usually did, that we saw in the last two games. And they even mentioned it on the broadcast, like Suns, just their recent hot shooting in the third, blowing out like the Clippers and the Trailblazers. Um, we did not have that kind of 3 point explosion that this game kind of needed. It was really close by halftime, and coming into the third, the Suns were only up by 1 point. Suns needed something in the third, and they really started to grind out something. They cobbled together the first couple of defensive plays, which the Suns defense, oof, I that probably explains my reaction to that all night, because I believe, even though somewhere there's a stat out there where the Suns are like highly ranked defensively, tonight was not one of those nights, because the 76ers still shot 46% from the field and 39 from three. That's not defense. That's not good defense at all. Um, but around the third quarter, when we really needed that defense, we cobbled together some plays, and whether that be out of tiredness, or Suns finally stepping up their game, whether it be the shot did not go into the basket, and that's what's counted. After in the third quarter, they were, for most of the half, they were shooting 50%. In the third quarter, it's dropped down to this 40% that we see that the 76ers ended tonight with. Definitely very much needed, because if they continue from that firing at that just percentage, this would have been like a 10-point victory for them. Absolutely insane. We locked up on defense, but the Suns, as marginally good as they were, because they didn't pop the lid in this third quarter. All right. Suns still lost the third quarter, actually. 29 points to the 76ers, 30 points. So they still didn't win the third at all, but they finally were able to put an end to their kind of marginally, like I said, marginal defense. It didn't really dampen that much, because majority of the third quarter, Tyrese Maxey took over. Just flat out, simply, kind of needed to take over for my fantasy team, but he still took over. Just crazy effort from him. You know, as a guy, a student of basketball, if you would say, just amazing what he was doing out there. All right. And that's all the flowers I'm going to give. Wait a minute. This is a Suns podcast. I'm not wearing a Philadelphia shirt here. Okay. That's enough of that. Okay. 76ers, amazing night. Crazy. But let's talk about KD. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. KD, 35 points, 14 of 20, baby. Okay, let's say it. Let's say it. I'm calling out the fans that have suggested that the KD trade was a mistake. Okay? Where are you now? Hmm? I want to hear those fans right now. Where are you? I see you. I know you're out there and you're shaking. You're denying it. You're in denial right now. Okay? KD, this is why we have KD because he has nights like this and he's just a bucket getter. Whoo! And he just clutches this. I'm sure I don't have to speak for KD on his behalf. He has already made quite the compelling case towards Suns fans why he is here, why we traded Mikal Bridges and Cameron Johnson to Brooklyn. Because we have freaking KD. Put some respect on his name. Owner of the Suns. KD is the Suns' father. So KD, 14 and 20, 2 of 5 from 3. Now, to an average Joe looking outside, 2 of 3, that's okay. I mean, that's fine or whatever. He hit these threes at the most clutch moment of the game. All right. I'm pretty sure uh, two, both of those threes that he made were in response to when Tyrese Maxey was going off in the third. They're trading buckets, very much needed buckets, because at a certain point in the fourth, the 76ers were up like 8. I don't have the exact numbers on me, but they looked like they were running away with the game in with like 5 minutes left. It was dire. It was do or die for the Suns. They needed to play defense. I mean, they still had a little trouble defense. Defense was the thing we needed the most during this whole game. And luckily for us, we played the most crucial defense at the final moments of the game. And because Philly was in the penalty in the fourth, KD was able, we basically had some clutch free throws from him. And, he made the game winning fadeaway. Uh, Again, I don't know who defended him. But KD, have yourself a night, man. Well rested. I'm pumped up. It's almost 11 p.m. here. I'll be honest. What is the scheduling here? I'm happy Kyle's not here. I feel tired for him. If you don't know, Kyle's my co-host here. He's in Central Time Zone, and that makes being a Suns fan a little tough for him. For especially games like this, being a Suns fan is hard now. It's almost 11 for Christ's sake. Fix your scheduling, ESPN, not ESPN, and NBA. Okay, we already had that weird scheduling mix with the LA sandwich that I refer to as the beginning five, and now we have these 8 p.m. games. I'm sure there's more to come of it, and I'm not going to join a single one of those. So, KD, amazing. What else do we? What do you want me to say? It's KD. I don't know. Let's look at his teammates, shall we? Booker. Book. Okay, so Booker didn't have the best night of his career. Well, I don't know about career, but he definitely had a bad night. He was 3 of 18 from the field. And things were really bad during that fourth quarter. Really bad, actually, when the 76ers were splashing back-to-back buckets from 3. Booker was trying to answer and get something going. He shoots a midi, nothing. He shoots 3, nothing. Kelly Oubre was scoring buckets over Booker. And Booker was just kind of spread thin tonight. You know, he was trying to do it all, but nothing was really going his way. But that's why we have him with KD. So Booker, he didn't make a single three tonight. You know, whether this fuels your Paul George, Devin Booker rivalry thing. All right, it's just for comparison here. If we're getting into that kind of playground pettiness here, Paul George did have 15 points and Booker did have 13. So there's that. Um, yeah, Booker, just wipe it off, man. Bring the energy next game because we have weathered the storm. So, I mean, Booker was just kind of reduced to role player book this whole game because he also filled the stat sheet up. Uh, Beal, quite amazingly, 7 to 10. I feel uh, Bill had 17 points tonight. I feel like Bill kind of from the background, faded from this game. He was out there. He played 34 minutes. He was out there on the field in certain plays. Bill definitely helped the Suns get this whole thing started. Um, and I know that's kind of a concern here, with starting the Durant, Beal, and Devin Booker starting lineup. And it's kind of like more KD and Book get the game started. But luckily, we had Bill tonight, and he started the game for us. Splashed a few quick ones in the first, giving us an early lead, um, which the 76ers soon answered. But other than that, Beal kind of faded from the game for me. Uh, doesn't mean he still didn't have an impact. He was guarding and doing mostly a good job on guarding Tyrese Maxey. Um, just not good enough. So, Beal, good night. I don't have a problem with him. 17 points. That's 17 that we very much needed over this for this 2-point victory margin over the 76ers. Tyus Jones, an ugly night. He joined Book definitely in having the ugly nights. I definitely marked here in my notes. He had 2 back-to-back turnovers in the fourth, and that was pretty nasty. That was not sick nasty, but it was just nasty. Drop the sick. It was nasty. It was pure nasty. I mean, never seen Tyus Jones kind of crumble like this during, especially when we needed him the most. But still delivered 5 assists, facilitated. I'm fine with Jones having these kinds of nights because that's not really his role. It's his role to facilitate, control the ball, control the offense, and not turn over the ball. Okay? I guess we all have off nights. Okay? Those were some pretty bad turnovers. His only turnovers in the game, I guess, if you want to say it. Nurkic, talking about filling roles tonight. Nurkic had a really good night in terms of his role. He started this game taking threes, and I said it last time when Nurk gears up to take a three, I cringe. It's a cringe compilation. If you want to have me cringe, you show me a compilation of Nurk taking threes. All right, it's just not. It's not working. And the 76ers did leave him open a few plays. This all happened in the first, by the way. They left him open a few times, and Nurk saw the opportunity and he took it. He shot up. He threw up. I don't really know the terminology. I think my adrenaline is starting to wear out here. Nurkic shot 3, only made 1. So I guess he made 1, continuing this whatever. I think he made 1. Yeah, he made 1 last game. So we're 2 of 6 Nurkic threes. So he's shooting 33% in these last two games. Not overall, just these last two games. Sign? Is that a sign that he's picking it up? I don't want Nurk shooting more threes. That's three too many, if you ask me. But what I do mean by Nurk doing his role and pretty much succeeding last tonight is he grabbed 15 rebounds. I saw a lot of people complaining about Nurkic hate early this season when we were like 4 games in. You gotta acknowledge most of those were against AD, and AD's having himself a season right now. So there's not much Nurk can do against AD, and the other matchups were kind of uh, not the best. I mean, he sufficed, but nothing was going really Nurk's way. The only substantial games were games like tonight and Dallas. Yes, Dallas, where he dominated. Still remember that game. But Nurk just 8 rebounds. I mean, when we're talking about rebounds, you have to bring up Andre Drummond, who only had 5 rebounds tonight, while Nurkic had 15. Andre Drummond, great rebounder, uh, and Nurk beat him to the punch. So it's great to have him games like this. If Joel Embiid was playing tonight, I'd be definitely singing a different tune. We would be so screwed. Okay, we'd be absolutely toasted if if he was playing tonight and Nurkic was gonna guard him. Oh God, I don't even want to think about that facing a fully healthy 76ers team. That's actually a scary thought. Um, I don't even know how we dealt with Embiid before. I think the 2 games, like since I became a Suns fan, the 3 games I've watched of the Suns against the Philadelphia Sixers, 76ers, Joel Embiid has not played. So I have not really seen how this team or last year's team is supposed to deal with him. I guess that will continue to be a mystery as we will not be seeing the 76ers for quite a while. We'll be seeing them back in January. So, I don't know. Oh, my water's gone, man. What is this? What is this? And luckily, we had a good bench night tonight. Royce O'Neal, amazing. Once again, just amazing. Can we just appreciate Royce O'Neal real quick? Yeah, he doesn't get enough praise out here, but he's serviceable. My bad. Delivered 50 points, 3 of 4 from 3 points, and he delivered like the only 3 points of the second half for the Suns. I'm lying there because KD also made a 3 in the second half for the Suns, but Royce was definitely there to help, and he had Grayson Allen by his side. I'm it's bring out the banner, hang up the banner, bring out the parade, people. Grayson Allen is back. He has shaken off the rust, and he is mowing down people. I'm proud to say, and he's ready to shoot. Exactly what we needed. Um, although maybe it was at a cost because Ryan Dunn, big rookie, big time rookie for us Phoenicians. Ryan Dunn, 0-3, and most of those were all those were threes. He was 0-3 from the line, played 10 minutes. Most of those minutes were spent either guarding Tyrese Maxey or Paul George, which he did an amazing job at, which is really what we only needed him for. When Tyrese Maxey was having his rampage in the third quarter, Ryan Dunn came in and helped a little. Although that third quarter was so crazy because they were absolutely setting up walls. They were building barricades. They were basically, I'm pretty sure they had security out there tonight just so Tyrese Maxey could get free and get a shot, like an open shot out there. Because he was just killing the third. He was killing us in the third. Let's be honest here. It's game. We won. Tyrese Maxey lost. Let's call it what it is. Okay. So, yeah, Ryan Dunn. Not the best night. It's been concerning though. We haven't seen him made a three in a while. I'm not one to quickly panic. Okay, I am. I am one to quickly panic. Um, but Ryan Dunn hasn't made a three in a while, and it's kind of concerning. Ryan Dunn, please return to us. This is what I mean by maybe we paid the price of having Grayson Allen coming back in full effect. There's a toll. So I mean, that kind of covers the end of tonight. Okay. Suns remain undefeated at home. We still have another home game coming up. In hold, please, hold, please, hold, please, hold, please, hold. Is everyone holding? Let me check the calendar. Wednesday. Okay. Yeah. So our next game is another home game on Wednesday against the Miami Heat, which, if you haven't been watching, which you should watch our past game, post game shows, and you should also subscribe and like this. We almost to 180, I guess. We're at 171, so I don't know. But if you haven't been keeping up, I've had predictions, and tonight fulfills the prophecy. My streak is forever ongoing. So I predicted us winning this Portland game yesterday, which we did. Did not think it was going to be that close, though. Still a win, though. So my 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 fortune telling still stands. And I predicted today. Okay, so actually, when I predicted this, it's still a win. First of all, amazing. My streak stands. I've predicted 7 correct. I need to change this though. But I've predicted 7 correct. Um, when I initially made that guess, I didn't think Paul George was gonna be playing. I still thought he was a while away from actually playing, but he surprises me. But he unfortunately took a misstep during the game and was locked in the dungeon. So, prayers out, everyone. Pray that one day Paul George would find his way out of the dungeon, along with LeBron James and James Harden. And I wrote these down: Tyrese Maxey. Well, I mean Tyrese Maxey, kind of. LeBron James, James Harden, partially Luca. He didn't really stop him that game. He did as best as you can guarding Luca. I mean, it's Luca. And Paul George now falls into the dungeon. Welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay. It's like landing on Park Place, Boardwalk. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. So the Suns are now 6-1, and taking a look around the league, hopefully Golden State won, which if you don't know, they're also 6-1. We've kind of got a race, a tied race going on here in the Pacific Division. Yeah, Pacific Division. Um, so we're kind of waiting on for either us to face the Warriors, which won't be in a while. So we're kind of indirectly facing off by just winning games. So Warriors defeated the Wizards also 6-1. So still waiting on that. Lakers lost today. What's the deal with that? Couldn't be me. Losing to the Pistons. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. And oh yeah, Thunder won against the Magic, Orlando Magic. Jalen Slugs, yeah. Sorry, I'm just rooting on my fantasy team, and I have Shy too, so kind of like a double-edged sword, rooting them on, splitting the duties between being like a regular Suns fan and being a fantasy team manager. So Thunder is still 7-0. Tough, 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 tough score. Tough score. I guess we'll end this with a couple more announcements here. Book has been named Player of the Month, or not Player of the Month, Player of the Week, Western Conference Player of the Week. So awesome. That's great. Book has been having an amazing last 3 games, except tonight. Of course, yeah. Of course, it had to be tonight. And the NBA recently has launched their first power rankings of the season, and it featured the Suns at 4, right behind the Boston Celtics. So, are we on par with the Boston Celtics? We'll see. I mean, you can't do much about rankings, power rankings. This as of right now, as we are in what 7? This is our 7th game, right? 7th game. It's not much you could do about power rankings other than compare conference records. There's no really head-to-head matchups. So we'll take it. We'll take it. Suns have been good. Final point. Suns are good. We on top, baby. And Suns up. All right. Good night, people. It is 11:14. Have a good night. And we will be back Wednesday when the Miami Heat comes into town. All right. Have yourselves a night. Subscribe, like, and we'll see you next time.